Welcome. This is the Trade Tribe, Season 2, Episode 3. And per usual, my name is Taufik Suleiman. Last time I checked, I'm a student investor. By no means am I an expert, but every week I'm looking to learn and bring my tribe along. The Trade Tribe is a community show where we learn to trade, share strategies, and contribute to making the tribe wealthier. This show is our take on how we analyze the markets, what we think is going to happen, and how we make plays on that, as well as sharing our learnings along the journey. Between our trading group chat and our weekly recorded calls, we want to see every young adult, a part of our tribe, thrive. Make sure to add us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and any podcast platform at The Trade Tribe. And we're just going to jump right into it. Per usual, what we do, actually, let me change this to full screen. We have our guests on the call introduce themselves. We just jump straight into what happened last week. Start off light with the meme of the week, something funny that we caught. Continue with the week in review. Ask the general question for everyone that's listening or a part of our tribe, just to see what they think. We also talk about what's going to happen ahead, and then choose our picks later in the call. But every week we also look to learn, and we talk about something either that we learned or it would be good for everyone to learn, or do a book club segment where we talk about the stuff we learned from a book or resource that we're learning from. And today we're just going to do just a quick Q&A just for anyone else. But today we got myself, Hero, Rebecca, Hamid, Nuffy, and David. How are y'all doing? Was your week been like real quick? And what stock under $10 are you holding that you wish would hit 1,000%? We can start with Hero.
Hey guys, how you doing? Life has been good, except for the time I got real salty when I almost broke 280 on the sub button for my podcast, The Identity Booth. Non-humble but humble plug. Always, I am living in that current fear right now, but I am currently holding on to a dividend called not dividend. I'm holding on to a stock called Prospect Capital. It pays out $11.59 in dividends every year, and it currently is sitting at $6.18. And I would love to see the GameStop effect happen to that stock. But I would also appreciate if somebody wanted to subscribe to my channel, The Identity Booth. Yeah, that's all.
How about you, Rebecca?
My last week was all right. Made some plays that hopefully will play out this week, especially with earnings coming up. One stock that I'm holding under $10 is also a dividend stock called FRO, FRO. It is Frontline Ltd. It's basically, they are the fourth largest oil taker shipping company. Actually kind of try to get in when oil is all negative and all that. So kind of getting it on the lows. But hopefully it's been pretty steady, but hopefully it will pop off soon. But great dividends so far from it.
Bet. How about you, Hamid? He's not. Are you on?
Oh, yeah. I'm just chilling, but I'm looking into Ocugen. Their OCGN. I had a few shares in them. It's currently at 220. So if something crazy happens, that'll be really dope because I just have a bunch of shares of it.
Facts. David.
Yo, it's been a good week for me. Can't complain. God is good. I think I don't own any stocks right now, but I am looking at Just Energy. It's like at 740 or whatever. I think the energy right now is kind of trendy, so I'm just looking at that. I think I would love for that to go 1,000% up.
Facts. Nuffy, how about you?
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm doing good. This was a great week for me, which was good, which was refreshing, because I was worried about everything with the elections and stuff. So I got some free stocks. So the stocks that I have that are under $10 that I have a few shares in is Prospect Capital, which is PSEC.
Fool, you stole mine.
Dividends.
Pick another one. That's mine.
Well, that was one that I got for free, and I also have AMC. There's another one. AMC, I hit an all-time low, so I had grabbed a whole bunch of those. So yeah, I have those two that are under $10. Sorry, Hero. Share with your sister.
For me, also a great week. Cannot complain. I do have a lot of reasons to complain, but we want to be positive and go into the week with a positive note. Great week, but last week could have been better, could have been worse. But for me, I actually do not have any stocks that are under 10. But I am playing options
Big
on a couple of
money. Big
them.
money.
Hey, I get them before they break 10, and I sell them after they go up to 10. But yeah, I try to avoid like low price stocks that could be easily manipulated. But I am hoping for two, AMC as well, or BNGO. I do have calls on those. So if anything were to happen, fingers crossed. If anyone's listening, is the Feds, whatever listening, please pump those stocks up to 1,000% so I can make even more in the options. Um, but yeah, we can jump right into this week.
Were you
Fairly
talking
a
to me in
lot.
terms of the feds?
Maybe,
Be
maybe.
careful. Be careful what you say.
Tell me,
Thank you.
are you in the Feds right now? Are you wearing your Fed hat right now? You got your badge
Just be
on?
careful. Be careful. Carry on. Thank you.
But this week has been a crazy week. So much stuff has happened. I honestly don't feel like I've captured everything that has happened this week. Biggest thing is again our club on Clubhouse, the Trade Tribe is going crazy. We have 121 followers, and we just started a few weeks ago. So shout out to everyone that's hopping on the calls on Clubhouse, joining the discussion, and or paying attention to what it is that we're doing. We also have a new president, Jay Bido. I nickname him as Jay Bido. That's his hood name. But everyone else knows him as Joseph R. Biden. He is the new 46th president. And as soon as he got into office, he just started signing executive orders. I think he did 17 orders, signed 17 orders on literally the day of. And for the next few days, and people are expecting him to continue signing orders, mainly to recount stuff that Trump put into effect and hopefully make better to fix the issues that he might have started. But there's a lot of stuff that he's signing. There's a lot of stuff to pay attention to. One of which is promising another round of stimulus from Biden. I did get my stimulus, which I was surprised last week. I thought I didn't was going to get it, but I got one, so I'm happy. Again, went straight into the stock market. Biden also supporting open-based learning from news from Hero, and because of that, GNUS, Genius Brands, has gone up since the last time he talked about it. Earnings season has started into full effect since last week. Some of the biggest ones were Netflix, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs. And about a lot of the banks, I know financials were down last week, but they could be popping up next week. Concerns over an emerging new strain of the virus. So if you've been paying attention, the virus is getting worse. There's new strains that have been popping up in different places like Europe, even in the US right now, like Ohio. And with even the vaccine distribution challenges going on right now, a lot of people are not looking hopeful and are believing that things could get a lot worse this coming year. So that's something to be mindful of. Amazon did reach out to Joe Biden's administration to offer help with the vaccine distributions. One of the reasons why they went up last week. They did try to do that with Trump, but it was rejected. And this time it's looking like they might be able to help this time with more open and willing administration. And you might see more growth from Amazon, especially with them trying to take over the health area. We also have GameStop. If you're living under a rock, you probably did not hear about GameStop going up hella. I don't know how much they went up. I think they went up at least 70% just last week.
That was
Yeah,
my first free stock. I don't even understand what happened. That was my first free stock, and I can't believe I saw what happened. I sold it immediately.
It's stuff like this happening, and specifically GameStop. I think what happened, what really happened was a famous Reddit group on a famous group on Reddit called Wall Street Bets had pretty much been pumping up the stock for the past few weeks and pretty much pushing it to a lot of members. And with them hopping in, that forced a second thing to happen, which was a lot of the people that had open shorts on GameStop. So people that believed that GameStop was going to drop, they had shorts open, and because the stock was going up, they were essentially squeezed out of those positions. And what happens is when a short seller is squeezed out of position, typically they try to buy back on the positive side so they can at least get money or recoup their losses on the way back up. So basically that just caused it to spike up even higher. And basically that was what happened with GameStop. So I did see a post saying that Wall Street is banned, that the SEC is banning them from Reddit for market manipulation. I just thought that was also very funny, but we're going to see. Another thing that happened was Bitcoin rose all the way up to 38,000 on Tuesday. I think they actually went a little bit higher, and they dropped again below the support of 30K and reached about 29K. And since then, they're sitting back around like 32,000. But a lot over the past week, a lot of institutions were taking their profits. A couple of them still planning to enter, like BlackRock. There was a lot of manipulation with statements coming out from Jane Yellen, Joe Biden's, I think, Secretary of Treasury pick. And now because of that, a lot of people are focusing their energy on Ethereum and altcoins. But yeah, that is the weekend review. And we can start from there. I don't know if anyone has been on the Clubhouse call. What do y'all think of it? I know, Rebecca, you've been on the calls. What do you think about Clubhouse and, I guess, huge discussion of stocks on social media in general?
I like it how, anybody can join. And so we've had some people, some Clubhouse users who aren't part of the tribe join and kind of put their input in. And I like to kind of see those fresh ideas, and hopefully also grab some new members.
Yep. Since that last call, like a lot of people have joined the Discord or just the Tribe Club on Clubhouse since that call. It was funny because last week the goal was just to talk about stocks, but we ended up having a whole crash course on cryptocurrency, a whole crash course on exchanges, and learning so much more about all kinds of stuff like these new NBA Top Shot cards that people are looking to invest in and hopefully flip those. And it was just really great learning from like complete strangers on the internet and like just sharing and building a bigger tribe. So that was fun. We do those every Sunday at 2 p.m. So if you are interested, feel free to hop on. Just search us up, the Trade Tribe on Clubhouse. Any thoughts, Hero, regarding like just club social media and like people sharing?
I'm always gonna be a fan of social media and expansion. Clubhouse is the reason why my YouTube page is growing. Clubhouse is also the reason why I'm able to make contacts within private investors as far as like real estate and stuff like that. So I'm always a big fan of Clubhouse. I use it sporadically, but I do find myself more often than not just turning it on and listening to the group. I'm fearful for what Clubhouse could become, but like I said, I always called Clubhouse in the beginning, it's just the walkie-talkie version of LinkedIn, and I like that a lot. Facts.
Shout out to the 121 new followers. Again, how do y'all feel about Biden? Biden is the new president and Kamala Harris is the new vice president. What's that looking like for y'all stocks? What do you think is going to affect the markets?
Oh my God, did you see that he didn't wear a mask for 3.4 seconds as he was climbing the stairs after taking a picture? The worst president in American history.
Hey, all of Wall Street donates to Biden, so follow the money.
Thanks.
I'm very curious to see what his effect is going to be because, we all know a simple tweet from Trump can send the market crashing. So I want to know what effect Biden's going to have. I don't think it's going to be as volatile as Trump, but I definitely want to see what it's like.
From last week, just seeing what happened, I think it's going to be really what his cabinets or whoever the people that he picks for his board or whatever they call it, like they're the ones going to really be the ones affecting the market. So now we've got to shift our focus away from the president itself into specific people that make up his committee. Like even just last week was proof of that with Jane Yellen. She had made a statement literally as soon as she got into her position saying, oh, cryptocurrency is being used for illicit things, it's for criminals and things like that. And because of that, a lot of people started getting fearful. And that I think was the first thing that led up to the huge sell-off this last week. And then it was funny because later that same week, she retracted her statement and made it more positive. She had mentioned, oh, although there's a couple people, we still see potential uses or positive uses of crypto. So now it's like, why would you say that first and then retract your statement? I think that was market manipulation at its finest from someone that was on Biden's team. So really,
it's also a sign of ignorance. Like just the lack of social awareness of who you are and what you represent now. Like your opinion is no longer just yours. You have to think with a broader scope.
But it's easy to forget because last 4 years, everyone was just only focused on Trump.
No, absolutely. That's why I just called her a flat out idiot.
Facts. But Biden does have his own account now. They called it at POTUS at POTUS. So he has his own new page. I made sure to follow that too, just in case, we have some stuff. But it was interesting because leading up to the inauguration, those stocks called the blue wave stocks had actually taken a dip. So clean energy took a dip, EVs took a slight dip, and then rebounded, like I think on the day of inauguration. So if you had caught in on those dips, that would have been really good for you. But for those that were in it before, it might have been a little bit nerve-wracking, because seeing the stocks that you potentially should believe in, that Biden should support, drop, it was scary for even me. And that was just interesting to see this week. But I think people still held on, still people still believe. So a lot of people are still talking about cannabis stocks. A lot of people still talking about energy and a lot of stuff that he's talking about. But do you want to talk about the open-based learning that you mentioned that he's looking into, Hero?
So everyone knows that the great honorable Jill Biden is a teacher and professor, and she's going to help start taking care of the education purposes. A big push in the last 6 months has just been to get underserved areas proper technology and understanding on how to become conformed with this new way of teaching. I don't see the kids going back to school, even with the vaccines and everything on board, till middle of next year. With that in mind, they want to focus on infrastructure and logistics of getting this information out. So a lot of those brands have been going up. Genius Brand was something I called out, I think 2 weeks ago. And I called it out just based on the fact that they specialize in tele-education, and that's going to be huge for a lot of up and coming groups. So I would, and logistics, like I said, I've been saying that for like 3 weeks with the vaccine, that these companies that couldn't get a seat at the table with the Trump administration because they're more based on trying to help people versus help the president are going to start seeing a lot of growth and attention. I can't afford Amazon, but I can afford a fractional share of it, and that fractional share got a hit when Amazon stepped to the table, and Genius Brand I think saw a hit of 17%, which is two great things. So keep feeding yourself that information, and I'll keep on my eye peeled for those logistics and those programs that are going to be to Biden's administration's use.
And what would you think of some of those other ones that should be paying attention to? Like we was talking about on previous episodes, like him supporting climate change, genomics. What would be the most important ones? And it's open to anyone else that has input too.
So I will say this, just like I called it, the Dippin' Dots company, who specializes in zero negative degree temperature transportation of their goods, because for some strange reason that shitty ice cream needs to be negative 23 degrees, has stepped into the race to help with designing carriers that let you pick the vaccine from the roof up, since we know cold temperature drops below, and heat rises. So it lets you open canisters to distribute the drugs from the bottom, thus preserving the whole set and letting you take one out at a time instead of having all 11 out at once. So it's just little innovations like that. But I'll leave the floor open to anybody else.
I know, Rebecca, you've been looking at like Biden specific stocks as well.
Yeah, well, right now, what's good with Biden is the market's definitely going to be more stable. We're not going to have any crazy tweets to look out for that would manipulate the market real quick. But a lot of Biden stocks right now, he's been talking about infrastructure. So a lot of infrastructure plays, Marietta, Caterpillar. Definitely, you'll see kind of the more long-term effects there. Of course, the wheat stock, CGC, is probably one great play to go off of. There's actually a wheat stock that I've been looking at where it's like a wheat stock where they basically are providing the infrastructure for growth and kind of the real estate for that. So I think that one has it's innovative properties. I think that one's a great one to go into, especially if you are looking towards dividends. And also just of course, energy stocks, Nexera Energy, AY. I did send out the Kiplinger link. I just thought it was a great bunch of group of stocks in there that, you could probably throw $100 in each and kind of see how it plays out through 2021.
Bet. That's definitely appreciated. Another thing going on this past week, the virus. I feel like every week is always something going back and forth. Is the virus getting better? Is the virus getting worse? This week, a lot of people are confident that the virus is getting worse. We talked about it before about the new strains of the virus, but I think people are really starting to pay attention to that this past week, mainly because I think Europe is looking to close their. I think they're looking to close, unlock, go back into lockdown, and people are not happy because the virus is. They're saying is getting more contagious. So it's just not looking positive in my perspective. Everyone is, oh, things are opening up, but to me, it's like, are they really opening up, or are they just open to make things worse? Or what do y'all think?
Go, sorry, here, go for it.
No, go.
So I mean, the Wall Street Journal just they just dropped a new article saying that the strain from the UK is not only more just transmittable, but it could be more deadly right now. So actually, I think Biden just said he's going to close off the, I guess, travel from the UK, Brazil, and I can't remember the third place where the new strain is found. So
Oh wow.
not looking too great. Definitely, I would be aware of the news because this news could probably cause a market drop if it does get worse.
And it's already in the states. It's already in Colorado. It's already here. It's already in Wisconsin.
Ohio.
It's already in Ohio. I've seen 2 lungs so far from it. Just a little background on it. By contagious, they mean viral load. The viral load of this new strand is higher, meaning you have the particles that were once used to transmit the disease has been magnified in it. So like it lingers longer. It hits you harder. And because of that, your body, if not prepared, will go down faster. The incubation period is shorter, so the symptoms onset are faster. They haven't seen an asymptomatic version of this. So if you catch this strand of it, it's believed that you will have the most devastating side effects of COVID. With that in mind, we can't trust too many people to like actually handle this. And I think the UK is doing their part to avoid looking like America. Nearly 500,000 people have died from this in America. We hold a record that we would never hope to see. The only good news we have going for us is that the rate of infection, the rate of death has slightly dropped off from 3,000 to 2,000 from the last month. It's good, but when you really think about it, it was 3 days ago when we first heard about the story of the boat being the Trump administration not letting that cruise port a year ago in 3 days from today when the pandemic started. If you put that into context, like look at how much has had to happen because we didn't want to do the right thing. The Biden administration, I do not I do not wish this on anybody, but they have their work cut out for them, because if they push 500,000 people dying from this, it's not going to be a good look for sure.
And that's a great point. It's like, what can we really do? And I'm really afraid of that same thing happening. What happened in March last year happening again.
Everyone knows the answer. You're right. Everyone knows the answer to the topic, but no one wants to say it. We have to.
No one wants to say it, but it's gonna be a point when someone is bold enough to say it, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, now we really got to look at it," and everyone pulls all their money out of specific stocks, and then we just have a repeat of last year. So
but guess what? We got the blueprints.
Yeah,
we got the blueprint.
Fact. So I'm trying to be more careful myself. I'm trying to secure profits and losses very quickly. So I'm literally getting cutthroat. If this hits my target, I'm out. If it hits my stop loss, I'm out.
If you don't have a stop loss on all your stocks, please do it. Please.
No, definitely. Like last year, people have been a lot more looser with it. But again, those same people that have been hopping on the stock wave, hopping into the markets, may not be prepared, because a lot of people have been hearing that like been doing very well this year, and I'm really glad to see people doing well since last year. They've started after March, so a lot of people that are in it and are doing well started after the COVID full effect like hit the market. So it's going to be a lot of people who are not prepared. Same thing happened with Bitcoin and stuff like that. Like people that are not prepared are just here in the positive side, they're not ready for the downside. I'm hoping that people are prepared. I'm trying to prepare myself because again, you can't prepare perfectly, but you can prepare as best as you can. Um, but we're gonna see. I know since we talked about vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca, those are the main ones that everyone's talking about. Hamid actually mentioned something about Ocugen. I know everyone's looking at them as well. And there's another one that popped up on my radar called Mervis. A lot of different stocks that have some connection with vaccines or resolving the COVID situation. Since we last talked about it, Pfizer has been kind of stable. Moderna has actually been bouncing back. Moderna and AstraZeneca, they've actually been bouncing back. In the past month, AstraZeneca has gone back up 6%. And Moderna has actually gone up, I think, about 10% since the last time we talked about it, or at least since the most recent significant low. So they're up 10%. So there might be stuff going on there. I know people have been saying that with the vaccines, you can mix and match now. So if you take the Pfizer vaccine, you can also take Moderna vaccine. And with the vaccine, that should help at least with the original strain. What do you think about the vaccine helping the second strain, or
No,
just
it's
distribution in
when,
general?
yeah, when vaccine, there's one thing you got to, and like I said, the misconception is that people keep calling this a vaccine. That's just the normal way of saying it, because the fact is, it's a mRNA booster shot. And the type of shot that it does is it doesn't give you a vaccine, implies that it's giving you a dead version that your body can then conform and learn how to handle. This is teaching your body, your proteins in your body, when this happens in your body should respond this way. And it's a biological response more than a viral response. So uh the vaccine for all its normal terms and everything like that can handle this, because the course of the virus still runs the same course. Uh it's still a respiratory virus. It still attacks respiratory drive, and it still attacks left heart function. So as long as you those things continue to happen, it will trigger the same response. I think the thing that people are a little bit more concerned about are the onset symptoms right away. If you get a fever of 103 degrees, your brain is basically cooking. So how do you stop that? You know,
Mm,
that's the part that your body that this booster, this vaccine might not be able to account for. If you get fluid overload from purulent secretions or atelectasis at a level that your body can't handle, how do you slow that down? So it's about attacking the symptoms, but this will do the trick. If you have the vaccine, I'm what, 3 days away from getting my second one. I'm eating sushi on Friday, so I'm ready.
what do you also think about Amazon? Amazon is trying to help out with the distribution. You were looking for like stocks that could help, that had some form of logistics play with the vaccine. What do you think about Amazon since they're trying to help out as well?
Amazon, this is the first time I can't say that Amazon isn't doing this for money, because you can walk into a clinic right now and get the shot if you want. This is the problem that we're having, is like, Amazon doing this gives people like in Mobile, Alabama, an opportunity to get the shot.
Mm,
It gives people in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, the opportunity to get the shot with distribution efforts, because Amazon can go anywhere in this country for some strange reason that the US government itself can't go. So Amazon getting involved, man, it just shows a very shameful picture of the Trump administration not doing the most it can to make us great. While we have the most capable minds and people to do the job, and it's just a shame that we haven't been getting the job right. What you really hope with Amazon stepping in is that the people who can do the job right will step in and save us. Like, corporations are going to have to step in to help us, because
which
their
they
objective
have.
is to make money, and they can't make money if people are dead.
That's a great point. That's a great point. With Amazon, I've not been, I sold my Amazon stock a while ago, but with now that it's breaking all time highs and has all these good things going for them, I think I might go back into making plays on Amazon, like because they have this going for them, the vaccine talk, a lot of stuff that they're working on in terms of their Amazon Go stores, getting new distribution centers and things like that. They also have, I think there was a rumor that they were trying to make a car with BlackBerry, or what was that again? I think you knew about that, Rebecca. There's some rumor going on with Amazon that I think that's also driving the price up too.
Yeah, they're Amazon Web Services. They're collaborating with BlackBerry um, to help I think it was Fisker Karma cars. They're putting in all the technology into the Fisker EV cars.
Ooh, so Fisker as an FSR.
Yeah.
Yep, that is definitely one to watch out for. I think I might actually buy back my shares. I sold. Let me actually, I'm not sure. I think I might have sold my shares for profit, but there's one that I'm definitely looking at. They could be the American version of NIO to me, and they're still at a good price right now, so they have a lot of upside potential for them. What do y'all think about them as well?
Hey, I bought in when they were what, $11? No, yeah, I bought in when they were $11. I don't look too bad right now. Got 3 shares, holding on to it.
The cars
Yeah,
do look nice, but Fisker, you just gotta kind of be careful because they've kind of had a shady past, where they were founded in 2007, and they were trying to launch things prior to then, and it just hasn't taken off. So maybe it's a change, and with the EV hype, hopefully, it does go somewhere because it actually looks pretty cool.
Rebecca has
I
spoken
agree.
on it. Rebecca's spoken on it. I'm keeping it.
I feel like Rebecca, like I really appreciate you being in the tribe. Like you've just literally added value since the beginning. So I just wanted to give you another shout out too. But I think I definitely take that FSR. This is going to be a really good play. I need to get back into that as well. So I'm definitely going to keep that on my watch list and keep you all posted as well.
Appreciate you guys.
Say it again.
I appreciate you guys also.
No, definitely. That's what the tribe is here for. Share knowledge, help each other out, make sure we're all making money. But last 2 things, GameStop. I really want to push past this, but what do y'all think?
Don't push past this. Let me talk about this $700 I just made.
The power, I think something to address first is the power of the internet is unstoppable. Like the power of groups of people all hopping on the same idea, the same bandwagon is literally going crazy. Like if you have not heard about Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets is this group on Reddit that has been infamous for years. I think they were most popular around the 2008, 2009 financial crisis, and just a lot of people sharing their perspectives or making funny memes regarding like the crashes and things like that. But Wall Street Bet, man, it's if you've taken any intro to investing course, they will tell you do not do what Wall Street Bets is doing. And what they did this week is one of the few exceptions or things that's like, wow, how do you argue against the idea of having enough people pump in on a stock?
Hype is real. I don't understand why that is. How can you say hype isn't a legitimate course of making money?
That's really how the stock market works. It's so much of it is hype.
Yeah, it is literally. It's literally there's a computer algorithm that is designed to identify hype. Oh, this went up 3%. Everyone buy. That's the literal definition of what they're doing in blog and meme form. So why is it so different? All it is a bunch of old farts mad that the stock market, and some young ones just mad that a bunch of kids basically have come into their adult gambling business and started making a mockery of it. The first rule of the stock market is don't invest anything you're not willing to lose. So what's your beef? And furthermore, shorting option plays is a gold standard no for a responsible investor, because we know no matter what, the stock market goes up. So trying to short anything is you taking the added risk on top of it. Plus, we know options are what? Traded against people, not algorithms, not money, not currency. It's against people. So if you're betting against someone, all they have to do is do the opposite of what you expect and you lose. So I don't know. GameStop, I didn't know I had the GameStop stock. I honestly didn't know I had it. And I thought I was holding because of the dividend. But no, I'm perfectly fine with this. You know, they beat the system. They beat a bunch of people who were eating at a table and they put their finger in their pie and they're pissed.
That's facts.
I honestly took it as like just a meme joke. You know, it'd be fun to read Wall Street Bets every once in a while, but kind of seeing this, like it can actually happen. I'm actually, I mean, if you look at it with like even Kramer, like he's actually taking it seriously now and actually reading Wall Street Bets and seeing, you know, what's being said in there. I know Jesse posted where there's a website for the algorithm for what's comments on Wall Street bets versus, stock prices and all that. So it's definitely a thing, and I'm gonna take it more seriously from now on. Just kind of now looking like at BlackBerry and Palantir.
And that's a great point. And that's a great point because, like, even for me, I'm stuck kind of a conflicted stage where it's like what they're doing is kind of smart, but it's dumb at the same time. Whereas, like, I'm doing something similar. Like, one of my biggest strategies is price action. I'm looking at what stocks are very hyped. Like, I look into, okay, where's the smart investors going? Where's all the amount of people like moving the stock so I can ride the wave and get out? They're essentially doing the same thing, but with less actual strategy. But it's like, can I really challenge that if they're not using the same way I'm doing it, but then I'm still doing the same thing? Like, for me, I used to check Wall Street bets every once in a while, just see, okay, maybe someone might drop a gem stock that I need to look into or just to learn about stuff. But like, I'm seeing a lot of movements where like people in different Discords are adding a section just to see what is going on in Wall Street bets. Like, one of the Discords I'm in, they have a channel where they literally just pull some of the most popular threads on Wall Street bets on Reddit. Or what do y'all think?
I have a Reddit account, and I am now following Wall Street bets. I don't see, I don't see a problem here. This is literally what Wall Street bets is what we're doing right now, but on a bigger stage. Because how many call-outs have we had in this tribe, and people have made money off of it? Or how many times has something gone loose in the Discord and people acted on it and made money off of it? It's a movement of information. FECC, the fucking SEC getting involved with this is sort of annoying, because it's like, if anybody else just tweeted out, hey, I think GameStop looks cool, and GameStop went out and because they had 1 million subscribers, you gonna find him? It's okay. Now you're reaching at that point. Like, all they did was say, we don't think, literally all they said in that article, we don't think you should be shorting on GameStop, like making fun of us because people were shorting on GameStop and making fun of GameStop, and a bunch of nerds were like, no, well, we like GameStop and it's sad what's happening to them. They're a trash bag company, but you shouldn't be making fun of us for taking that trade. No, go to hell with them.
I mean, you can't. I don't see how you can regulate, because it is one, freedom of speech, and two, if you're trying to regulate, then you have to like stop the network channels like CNBC, because they're doing the same thing.
Basically,
yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought I was just like adding my point too.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, it's I don't see how it can be truly regulated.
Right.
The only thing, not even with like Section 230 that that's heavily being debated right now, but that's more towards who, like, people's actions on, if say Reddit and getting sued and all that. So that's not even anything to do with that.
What is Section 230?
Basically, Section 230 is like basically Twitter can't be held responsible for someone saying, I'm going to go blow up a building. Like, Twitter has the ability to say that's his opinion, but we will actively try and find those people and remove them from the platform. But you can't sue us for something that was said on our platform.
Facts. And that's another thing. I think it's going to be a huge trend of the SEC is going to have to really decide on what they're going to do about people sharing their plays, like with platforms like eToro. There's a new app that Jesse just put us on called Iris, and people just sharing their plays live stream. So like at all times, at some point, investment knowledge is going to be something that everyone has, or at least a way to share what you're investing, or have everyone hop on the same bandwagon. Like, that's been one of the biggest trends I saw in 2020, where everyone has been hopping on the same trains or the same stocks. And I think it's going to get either worse or better in the future, one of the two, but you're going to see a lot of people hopping into the exact same stocks, and it's going to be dangerous for those people that either true believers or maybe people that are in it longer than when everyone gets in. So there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. So I personally think what people saying that right now we're in a bull market may not work for a period of time. It may not be true, because honestly, if the current trends of social media and people sharing their plays continues, we could be in a bull market permanently, like in a default bull market. So I think stocks are just going to keep going up as long as we have people or large groups of people hopping on the same stocks. But that's my opinion. We're going to see how things go. We're going to learn how to play it. But moving on real quick, we have the meme of the week. We're going to come back to week in review. And one of the people I follow, his name is Wall Street Trapper. He's a really great icon in terms of learning about financial literacy. If you don't know about him, definitely check him out. He had posted at the beginning of the year that my money is all tied up in investments. That's my 2021 energy. And I definitely resonated with this. A lot of people resonate with this, and this tweet itself just went viral everywhere. So I thought it would only be fair if we bring it up too, because that's my situation. Like literally all my money is tied up in either investments or in my savings account for my bills. So I ain't got nothing to spend. If you try to take a trip, I ain't got nothing for you.
Man.
You need to have something you're trying
2021, the year canceling trips.
Basically, I might take one trip, but shit, it's gonna be the cheapest I can find.
I still got my vouchers from 2020 that I gotta use.
Oh, Rebecca is killing it. She even got to spend money.
Same, Rebecca, same. I can't wait. Southwest gonna fly me out 2022.
Yeah, got mine with Emirates. I was supposed to go to Bali, so I'll see y'all in Bali.
We're linking. That's what the Tribe Conference is gonna be. We're all linking in Bali.
No, we
Let's
should.
do it.
Yep.
Hey, let's
That'll
do
be
it.
lit.
Hey, write it off as expense. Get that C Corp going around, Taufeeq. Come on.
Right. Hey, I already got my LLC. I must write it on. Tribe Conference.
There is a way to get your tax written off for business conferences. I gotta find the exact wordings, but there is something.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
make sure you
there's
find that
definitely-
one, Rebecca.
No, there's definitely one. It's we just did that with our surgical conference. Man, we all went down. We all went down there to Arizona, and I was sitting there thinking, how the hell we afford this as a non-profit, y'all? Y'all got some explaining to do. Y'all got some goddamn explaining to do. Man, it's possible. Trust me.
When you saying that as they were offering you a drink or free
Now,
food?
I'm not going to say I complained when I got there. But when I got home, I did some deep down thinking about that. Like, we as a non-profit, we have that song playing in the arms of the one. Like, we got that shit playing on our commercials. We can't be out here just spending money, y'all. But I ain't complaining when I got that free brownie Sunday. That shit was good.
Facts. Hey, but I really rock with everyone's energy. For me, I'm in the same boat. My money's tied up in investments. If you want me to go somewhere, please pay for it for me. I'm using all discounts, all coupons, all vouchers, all 2021. I'm going back to the college struggle, y'all.
No, for sure. Talk about expensive date. I'm an expensive date. You have to take me out. Hey, we going down the street. There's this great Thai commercial, man. If that ain't all right, move along. I guess you'll die alone.
Chick-Fil-A is a luxury date.
It honestly is.
The Cobb salad is unmatched. Period.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Nuffy. Nuffy, when I went to visit her in LA, she put me onto the chicken Cobb salad. I'm not the kind of person that typically I try to eat healthy, but she put me onto this, and man, my mind was blown. I still eat it every time I go to Chick-Fil-A. So thank you for that.
It's a different type of salad. Like it just raises their bar.
It is.
You guys, apparently the Chick-fil-A franchises make mad money.
Mad money or mad moves?
You franchise one.
True. Are y'all trying to open up a Chick-fil-A?
And you get Sundays off. But that's what I heard.
I think, like, don't they have like a bunch of
Period. Yeah.
No,
and then there's a black girl. Their youngest employer that owns one. She works in the downtown LA location. She's 25, making bread. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's like a little more than 10K to try to get in on one, which isn't bad at all.
Hey, y'all making me want to buy a Chick-fil-A.
We should pull our money together, get a Chick-fil-A.
Everybody put in 2K.
That's all.
We can probably put even less. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna bring this up. We're gonna talk about this.
Put it in the tribe.
Hey, I already know a great location in Chicago to put it.
Hey, we got room out here in the DMV as well. So.
Yeah, no, somebody just opened the first black one in Chicago this week, and the line was super long, like super long in Chicago.
What part of the city?
It's like towards like downtown area, I believe.
Oh, of course.
So there's 5 downtown now, but yeah.
Wow.
Y'all really just been pitching this to me, and I'm convinced. Like if we put this together, I'm putting my money into this.
I just never heard. If you think about Chick-fil-A, like you think about their reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just don't hear bad things about them. I just don't hear bad things about Chick-fil-A.
No, you do hear bad things about them. They just don't get it.
Real bad.
You don't care. Are you serious?
You just don't care, bro.
Yeah, you just don't care about it. You don't care about
that sandwich. You're like, bro.
You take a bite of that sandwich, you forget. That sandwich was so good. I forgot that they don't like people who serve
Maybe
other
that's what it
gods
is.
and don't want to help with the birth control situation. I
Hey,
never
with
knew.
every bite, I'm like, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Hey. All I know is that had nothing to do with me. I'm gonna get the Cobb salad regardless.
Hey,
It's a cult. It's a cult.
Regardless.
It's a
I
cult
take a bite
following.
of Chick-Fil-A and I'm like, I don't see color, guys.
It's a cult following.
Before we
You gotta-
bite, we're gonna pray on this meal. Everyone bow your heads and pray. Shut up and pray now. Like you don't see that shit.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at all of y'all differently now.
You gotta separate food from religion. Just like state
Hey,
from separate it.
hey.
But yeah, that was the meme of the week. Apparently, everyone's energy is their money being top in investments, specifically Chick-fil-A. But back to a week in review. It's been an interesting week. This past week, I would just like to give a big shout out to Jeremy Osei. He's still holding the NIO call that he's been holding. And Calvin, this is actually one of the examples of the things we've been talking about leap calls. For those that don't know, a leap call is basically a leap option is an option that has pretty much a very far out expiration date. So think out 6 months, a year, 2 years. And since early last year, Jeremy has been holding a leap call on NIO. And right now it's sitting about 1,600%. So that is the power of options, especially leap calls. So shout out to Jeremy for holding on to that. I could not hold it for that long, especially with those kind of profits. I would probably sell and then buy back in. I'm the kind of person I scalp, but shout out to him for that too. Other plays that people made, Mara. We've been talking about Riot, Mara, and Bitcoin a lot. I was planning to hold Mara and Riot a lot longer, but with Bitcoin dropping below the support level, I locked in my profits on Mara. So did Rebecca. It sold Riot for a small loss. But I'm looking to keep scalping those as Bitcoin keeps moving because that's honestly free money. Like I feel like I've gotten to a point where I can literally see when the waves will be. Other ones is CCIV. Again, everyone's been talking about CCIV potentially merging with Lucid Motors. And we've been playing that since the early rumors started. And I've locked in 50% profit on it. Other members in the tribe also have their own percentage profits on it. Some people are still holding going into next week. And I can see another pop off with it. So I'm going to probably get in again and get back out for a quick scout. Another thing is AMC. Hero, I really appreciate you bringing AMC on our radar. AMC took off this past week. I made an options play on it myself and did 50% profit on that. I might even get back in because again, it's just looking upwards for them as well.
Yeah, it dropped too. Yeah. So yeah, definitely get back in.
So now might be a perfect time to get back in this week. But again, be careful with all the COVID news that's going on. Things could lock up. So I can see AMC dropping. And that's one of the reasons why I sold mine. So I can make sure I don't lose my money over the weekend. Another one is Apple. Apple just broke its all-time highs. I did make a scalp on that, 45% profit on that. And I can see it going up again with a lot of stuff going on with their batteries, their sales this year for their products and things like that. So I actually might get back in on this. Another one that Jesse made was SENS. He made 40% off that. I made another options call on Airbnb this week. I was actually not expecting it to get 45%. I was actually only expecting like 15%, but again, they took off. And I'm actually get back in and use a little bit of the profit to buy a couple shares for the long term. But again, I'm not a strong believer right now is the best time for Airbnb. So I'm just going to be scalping for now until I think they have a stable upward trend. Other ones as well, people have been killing it, locking in some profits on Plug and Pen. I know Jesse, he sold his APPS. This is one of the stocks he's been very strong about, and he's been honestly right about it. And it's been 33% profit. He also sold Penn National Gaming for 200% profit. That's basically the more safer version of DKNG in my opinion. And he sold Plug Power for 600% profit. But there were a couple losses along the way. Two of my contracts expired, Tesla and Blink specifically. Locked in a loss on Riot just in case it kept on going lower. And other people made a couple plays like Penn and IDEX. Those were definitely profitable plays. But again, if you enter an options play at the wrong time, you can lose money. So timing is very important. All of these stocks are 100% profitable plays. But again, with all of them, it was just really about the timing we got in. Because again, Penn went up, IDEX went up, Riot went up, Tesla went up, Blink went up. It's just about if you enter the wrong moment, you can lose some of your money. So again, be careful when you're trading those options. But moving on, this week's question, and we already answered it ourselves. We have two. What stock under $10 are you holding that you wish would hit 1,000% profit, kind of like GME or GameStop? And also, how does it feel to have a new president? For me, I think it's been really great. Like everything looks more positive. The sun's shining brighter. We have a female black vice president, and it's just positive energy going into 2021. And anyone else have any input they want to share with that as well? Just having a new president.
I think we needed it. I mean, like after 2020 was just terrible, and it was like going into a new year. I was just like, man, I think I was more like touched. Like I told Hero, like I literally watched the election for days, like getting sleep, rarely ate because I was just so nervous about like what would be the outcome.
Yep.
So like
in America. Yep.
Yes, and it was just like just to see like these states flip blue was just like I feel like that was it for me. Like yes, we won the election, but that was it for me. Like Georgia winning the Senate, that was it for me. Like those things were big for me, and it gave me hope into this year. And it just working for the federal government in general. Like it just seems like things are better now. Like emails have a little bit more hope in them. It's not like it's not like all right, no, we don't have it in this budget, so council, all these things. So it's just like, okay, well, it's some hope. It looks like we're shifting things around. So I don't know. It was just a lot of hope for me, and I was like, that's cool. Especially since me coming here, I was worried, just like, man, if this man win again, I'm gonna be in this state with him, and I don't know how that's gonna look. So yeah, it was a good thing, a good turnout for me for sure. I'm happy.
I really enjoyed his speech. He gave a really good speech. I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
The girl in yellow gave a bomb ass speech.
No what?
The girl in yellow gave a bomb ass speech.
The poet.
The poet. And I didn't know that fat neck ass country singer could sing so well. His shit was that motherfucker could sing.
What are we talking about? What did we say? He cannot sing. He sounded awful.
No, that man could sing, bro. His fat neck ass could sing.
Garth sounded terrible.
No, he did not. I loved it.
Hero doesn't know music or tones.
Hey, so watch your mouth. I know all the great anime entry theme songs. God, dude, how dare you speak about my music?
Ignore him, guys. Ignore him about when it comes to singing.
And my whole thing about this election was Biden has used the fact of lack of conformity and transform that into a positive. He signed 17 executive orders that he could have easily used to control the news narrative for 3 weeks. He could have let out 3 every week and wouldn't have had to make a press conference or anything like that. Everything could have been scripted, but he let that all out in one day. And he did that because he knows he's got his work cut out for him. So he immediately wants to drive a narrative, which is shit's different. And I like that.
Facts. We're definitely going to pay attention to that over the next couple of weeks, especially with everyone in here that knows more about political policies and things like that. If you do, definitely drop into the Discord, drop into the tribe so we can all learn and gain from it as well. But moving on, last week we covered the next 3 chapters of the book we've been reading called How to Day Trade for a Living. This is a good book. Could be greater, but I'm learning stuff from it. Other people are learning from it as well. A couple of things they've been talking about is how to treat trading like a business, best times and strategies for trading, a lot about risk management, and ways to choose stocks. In the next couple of chapters, the last 3 chapters, chapter 7 to 9, we're going to cover that next week. So make sure to read the next section of the book so we can finish it off strong and potentially find another book. So if you also know any other book or resource, we can do a course. Let me know so we can start that after next week. Because again, we want to stay learning. This is the point of having the book club in the tribe. But yeah, moving on to the lesson of the week. So the lesson of the week this week, we're just going to do open Q&A. So I want to use this opportunity as a way to just answer any questions. I know Calvin, you're like at a beginning phase in terms of looking with think or swim or option specifically. So I wanted to create this space for us to just answer a couple questions. We could probably take like 5 and just answer it or try to find the answers as a group.
Yeah, man. I again just in sponge mode, sitting in the background listening to everything. I appreciate all the knowledge transfer, and I'm doing so much in the background as well right now, notes and also conducting my own meetings here. That I apologize for not contributing much, but I will in going forward. My question is, and I had a call yesterday actually with some other frat brothers and asked this question, but I would like to get spectrum of opinions. So a lot of people, when it comes to options, which I'm most interested in learning about and taking advantage of, and obviously developing a strategy for, everybody seems to be talking Apple, Amazon, Tesla, all the big boys. And I wanted to know, why is it, because like, I would, instead of buying one option and risking it all on one turn of pitch and toss, I would like try to employ your strategy, just like I'd rather grab 10 options. And once I get in the money on, at this percentage, I'm selling 2. I get a little bit more in the money. I'm selling 4 more. I'm getting a little bit more in the money. I'm selling another one. Then I sell my last one before the expiration date. And I really scaled and scaffolded my profits, as opposed to I just bought one big ass option of Tesla, and I maybe won on it, maybe lost on it, but I didn't have the option to sell some of my options, as opposed to I only have enough for one because they're so damn expensive. So I wanted to know, like, where are those companies that we can be researching to find out? Yeah, everybody's not talking about them, but it's good to get options on these types of companies.
So your question is, I think you had 2 questions. The first one being, is it better to focus on, put all your options or contracts on one stock, or to diversify in a couple? And your next question is, where do people search for unknown or breakout stocks, potential breakout stocks?
Potential breakout stocks that have options available to them.
I can speak to the breakout stocks real quick for you, David. Anyone who's telling you to invest in something, they should be obligated to pay your way through. I think it's super important for people to be industry focused. I like dividends, so I look at dividend stocks from an option perspective, because we all know it's called the dividend dump. Once they pay dividends, their stock drops, and I buy an option right there. I think you should practice with the sink or swim method. Thinkorswim has a great paper trading platform that lets you use the $10,000 of invisible money to make those big time trades, so you can see if it really works in real time. But more importantly, if before you go into any option trade, you should be able to make a profitable amount on the swing trade of it. Because if you don't understand the swing trade of it, then you won't really know how the option is going to play out for you. There's so many things that go into option trading. I strictly rely on the Greeks and time. And a lot of people don't look at those factors. They look at charts and scanners to dictate those things. But the Greeks haven't let me down yet. So when you talk about, like, trying to make a option trade, I think it's so important to have a fundamental base of what you want to do and how you want to do it. I know for a fact, if I take a dividend option, I'm going to have to hold on to that option long enough that the next dividend payout is going to be close nearby. And we know if you're doing it just a simple 4 split, that's every 3 months. So am I willing to hold an option for 3 months? But if I know the charts don't lie, then why not? So I think it really comes down to that. Like, I don't know if it sort of answers your question, but I think you should definitely first make sure you can make money off of that stock in a swing trade before you try and play it with an option. And playing options under $10 isn't an issue. Like, I would almost recommend your first option trade should be a trade under $36. You'll be looking to spend $136 for a strike price of a decent amount. That's a great learning curve. It's $136. You're not going to lose too much, but it keeps you from falling into the trope of seeing Apple trades and being anxious. Don't look at Apple and like Tesla trades and get like anxious. Don't fall into the trope. Be comfortable.
Got it.
That's exactly what I was looking for. And then, can you say the name of that platform? The paper trading?
Thinkorswim.
Thinkorswim. That's what I talked about. The one that you're looking at right now, Calvin. Thinkorswim. So with Thinkorswim, you can make actual live trades, so trades that actually use your actual money. But there's a section, if you right as you're signing in, before you sign in, when it pops up and says sign in, there's a button you can click to say live trading or paper trading. Live trading is when you actually use your actual money with the information they have and like trade there. But if you switch it to paper trading, they can give you about $1 million worth of free stocks, and you trade with actual real life information using that fake money. So you can like practice out how to make trades, how to buy and sell. You can practice strategies and things like that, and just see how it performs over time. Thinkorswim is a great one. They have paper trading platform. I also have one called Webull, and it's funny. I created a Webull paper trading account just for fun, just to see like, what will happen if I did this long-term hold, because I'm not a long-term holder. So I bought, I think, about 6 different stocks, and since then my money has damn near doubled. I bought like I spent the $1 million fake dollars on like Tesla, Apple, Disney, and a couple of other ones, and it's already gone up like 80%. So that's a great way for you to practice or what your strategy will look like. But to answer your other question is, should I buy options on one stock or multiple stocks at a time? I'm the kind of person. Well, the answer, it depends on your confidence in the stock itself or your expertise. For us, we're all learning, so I'm pro. Hey, split it across a couple options, because with options, again, your money can go up really quickly or it can go down very fast. So you want to make sure you're putting your money only in options that you believe will make you money for sure. If it's something that you have some doubts in, you should probably not be in that options play. But for me, I do multiple stocks at a time, like maybe 2 or 3 maximum at the same time. I'm holding 6 options contracts on different stocks. So for me, I believe that is better for me because, one, I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out what is working best for me. And again, I don't know any specific stock I have 100% positive what's called prediction of that, oh, it's going to be this at this future level. For me, I'm very skeptical. I seem optimistic, but I'm very skeptical about a lot of stocks. I can't even single out one that I believe will go up for the next 2 to 3 years. So I try to ride waves. So it also depends on your own mindset and your own strategy, because everyone is different. For me, I'm just looking to scalp and grow my money at the same time. And another reason is because with stocks, okay, say I bought an options call on Apple or Microsoft, maybe the few ones that I do believe will go up in a long time, like Apple or Microsoft. For me, it's like Microsoft's not going to move up enough for my level of comfort and what it is the gains I'm trying to make. So for me, I'd rather scalp on a little bit more risky ones and make that compound money over time than keeping my money locked up into this one thing for a long period of time. Because for me, the reason why I'm in the stock market versus any other kind of investing is I like having access and quick liquidity. Like I can buy and sell easily into that. So that's one reason why I don't do leap calls or kind of focus on multiple stocks at a time. If that answers your question.
Very good. Thank you, bro.
Dope. And for unknown or potential breakout stocks, I'm telling people on social media, like I've been getting a lot of the stocks that I look at off Twitter, off Clubhouse, literally having discussions like this. Like Rebecca is telling me some stocks, Hero's telling me some stocks, I'm giving some stocks, like we're all sharing. So again, having the tribe like this is a great way to find unknown stocks, relying on people, leveraging people. Another way is also for online forums. So again, Reddit, online pages, things like that. Let me think, what else? And really just your own due diligence. Like sometimes this is something I actually do once in a while. I actually try to do this more often. Is I literally just go in and just search up random stocks. Like again, there's thousands of stocks on the market and not everyone's going to know everything about everything, but you can find one that just look into it, just take time. Let me just look into this one stock, see what's about. Oh, it actually has some potential. Boom, it could be a potential breakout stock. Some of the stocks I have found was just me searching up random stuff. Like, hey, like even if you go back to Ride and Mara, a lot of people found it from other people, but with Ride, no, I think it was SBE and Blink. What had happened is we had started talking about electric vehicle charging. So we just Googled, hey, what companies do electric vehicle charging? And we found those 2 companies and we made plays on it. We found a lot of potential. Like, oh, this company actually looks legit, has a lot of good fundamentals, a lot of good technicals, and we made hella money off of it because we just randomly decided to search that specific thing. That's another really good strategy.
One of my favorites, I would say, is going on Zacks. They have really just great ratings and research, and they have lists of kind of like big movers within their like top rated ones. And I always kind of just try to look at they have like random articles and just kind of the tickers on their website all the time. So it's great to kind of get ideas from there too. Zacks is ZACKS.com.
ZACKS.com. Dope.
Yeah, Zacks ratings.
Dope. Any other questions? We can take one more question before we move on. Anyone have like any general question they would like to get from everyone in the tribe? Nuffy, you have any question?
No questions. You know me, I play things safely. You know, I hit my little milestones as they go. So I gave myself a goal to hit 4K at the end of this month. I'm getting very close. I think I'm going to exceed just based off what I've been doing. Just, you know, playing it safe. I'm a safe player. Play things safe. I'm pissed off about Jumia. I mean, it's $61 right now. I'm salty or whatever because, you know, I sold my shares at $5.95. So yeah, but that's in the past. It's a new year.
Facts. Anyone else have any other question? Calvin, I guess I can pose a question. At what point do y'all, when do y'all get out of stock? I have my own answer, but I'd like to get everyone else. When do you get out of stock, or what is your stop loss?
I mean, I get out when I've already lost money that I've already put in. So like, if I put in, $10 and it's already getting down to like 10.05 and then it reaches 9.58, okay, I'm getting out because I've already lost money. That's just me. I don't like to lose my money.
I'm a patient person. I have very strict rules, and it depends on what I'm trading. I know I trade a lot of dividend stocks, so when they dip for months at a time because everyone's going to come back when the stock is going to pay out dividends again, and they want the highest dividend rate because the company could come out and say, "Oh, we'll pay an extra 3 cents this month because we had extra great numbers." You have to know your market, but I think you have to more importantly know your weaknesses. One of my greatest weaknesses is I could sit here and look at the stock market tick one by one every day, all day, and it would wear and tear on me. So I stick to my rules, and I have the God bless America for trailing stop losses because now I don't have to look at it. And if you set your rules in stone, you don't have to question it. You just be like, oh, I got kicked out of this buy. It's dropping 33%. All right, here we go. Let's buy back in. I think getting out of a stock for me comes down to what industry, what am I selling it for, and when did I get in? Because if I'm a person who constantly likes to close my earning out. If I'm at, I never like to take the screenshot. So, oh, look, 70%, 70% increase in profit. No, my shit is always 5% because I've closed the gap. Like I close the gap constantly. And I think people like if you do that, there's ways that way you don't have to worry about when to get out. It's always safer to get out. A 3% loss ain't nothing to you. A 75, that's a heartbreaker.
Facts. And that's a really good point. For me, I use indicators to tell me. But I also like what you said at the end, trading psychology. You got to really know when you're trading against yourself. A lot of times it's literally your own mental head. It was like, oh, this is not a good trade, or it's going sideways or against your plan, but you're still holding on to it. And you, again, keep eating more losses. So for me, I use those two things as indicators. One, knowing when I typically tend to lose money. Like if I tend to lose money because, after 15%, I get greedy. That's why 15% is my target profit because for me, after 15%, I've seen myself get too greedy and lose out on more profit. So if a stock goes past 15, okay, I know, okay, this is the point where I should make sure that I should be careful about getting out. Because typically once it goes past 15, it can go to 100 and I won't sell. So for me, I'm using that as a way for me to know, okay, this is when I should get out of a stock. It's hit 15. This is now where my subconscious might be getting too greedy. So I know to get out soon, or literally at this moment, I should get out. Another thing I do is technical indicators. So I use different strategies. The most common one I use is when I'm ever in a trade, when I see two red candles at the top of the Bollinger Band, I typically get out because that's the high of the stock for me, and people are starting to get out. So that's when I get out. So I use different indicators like RSI. RSI, if it's above 70, okay, it's good time to sell. Bollinger Bands, when it's hit the top of the Bollinger Band and it's starting to diverge away from it, good time to sell. If the MACD is at a peak, and when it's swinging, the MACD histogram, if it goes up and it's starting to sell, going to swing back down, great time to sell. Another one I use is VWAP. So if it crosses the VWAP line and I see a red arrow on top of that candle, good time to sell. So for me, I use technical indicators, and it's honestly done me so much justice for me. So I definitely recommend people learn technical analysis and all kinds of indicators. Technical analysis.
Definitely learn how to read candlesticks. Those are super helpful. Just kind of reading what the candlesticks are individually, and then starting to kind of recognize patterns.
Exactly.
It takes a while. It definitely is a learning curve. It's like riding a bike. Little as you watch more charts, you'll start to see it. So just practice it. Just watch it every. I've watched just YouTube videos, and that's been really helpful. And just also watching live stocks, and just not playing it and just kind of watching how it plays out, predicting, like trying to make a prediction and see if your prediction plays out.
Exactly. And that's a great point. So I appreciate y'all for your answers. If you have any questions, again, this is the tribe. So definitely ask in the Discord, ask in the messages, send me your question and we'll answer it together as a group. And if you're listening to this call right now, again, just type your question and just tag us in the question like, hey, at the Trade Tribe, what do you think about this? Like, feel free to ask us and we'll respond. We love to get responses from people on social media and engage with people because, again, y'all are an extension of our tribe. But moving on, we have the last segment, week ahead. Not much stuff going on this week. Well, there is a lot of stuff going on, actually. The first Federal Open Markets Committee meeting for the Biden administration is going on this week. So a lot of the financial policies is going to be set there, or at least some important financial policies are going to be set there. And that could predict how their strategies or policies are going to be for the rest of this term. Again, Biden is promising another $1.9 trillion stimulus. So that's something to be look out for more news. If there's news drops, going to be more optimism in the market. So if they say, okay, it's guaranteed, or there's going to be even more money, you can expect the stock market to go up. And lastly, everyone has their eyes on altcoins. I think literally while we're on this call, I think Ethereum actually hit a new all-time high.
Yep.
And with those, follow suit will be other altcoins. Some of them I'm watching specifically are Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, Wi-Fi, and there's another one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are some of them that I think everyone should be looking at. Because again, despite Bitcoin was not the best example of a cryptocurrency because it didn't really have any utility. But the other ones that are popping up, these altcoins have very valuable utilization. Like Ethereum is very powerful because it's literally creating the platform for a lot of the technologies we'll be using in the future to be run. So I think altcoins would be a great investment if you choose the right one. It's not just going to be some thing you just hold. So altcoins is something I think you should pay attention to. There's going to be a lot more news coming out. Ethereum has been talking about switching to proof of stake method or proof of work. Proof of stake instead of proof of work for their consensus algorithm. And a lot of altcoins have been releasing a lot of information. So be on the watch out for that. And I'll be dropping those in the Discord as well as on the pages as well. Other ones is huge amount of earnings. I think a huge percentage of the S&P 500 is reporting their earnings this week. Some of them to be looking out for is Apple. Definitely pay attention to Apple. We have Facebook. We have AMD. AMD has been in talks. I think they mentioned they're acquiring Xilinx, another chip maker, and they're also reporting on Monday. So you can use that as an insight into AMD's report on Tuesday. We also have Microsoft. Microsoft is going to be what day? I actually don't know what day. Tesla is going to be after the close on Wednesday. We have Boeing. Boeing is going to be before the close on Wednesday. GE is going to be before the open of the market on Tuesday. American Airlines. We have AT&T. We have Visa, Eli Lilly, McDonald's, Caterpillar. So many things going on. So it's going to be a very, very interesting week in terms of earnings, and you're going to see a lot of stocks moving up and down randomly because when typically what happens with earnings, and then one of the things I do is I avoid earnings plays because so much happens. Even last week we talked about Netflix had their earning, and literally the day after they spiked up 10%. Netflix is already an expensive stock, but it went all the way up and took off. But on the flip side of that, Intel reported last week as well. And leading up to the earnings call, it went up 6%. But since after the earnings call, the stock dropped. It literally tanked. I'm not sure exactly why, but with earnings reports, please be careful and monitor what's going on in the news. But you can see a lot of this going to happen again this week with a lot of these big names. You're going to see a lot of stocks move up, down, and stocks that are even not related fully to it or just tied to the same industry going to move up and down as well. So I'm expecting a lot of that stuff to happen.
I'll just say one thing real quick for people who don't know, you can also sit in on these calls, by the way.
Yep.
Like, don't think like you have to wait to hear the news. These calls go live. If you can find the stock on Robinhood, there'll be a microphone when the stock is giving their announcement, and you can either listen to it live or backlog it, I think, for a week. So jump in those calls.
Yeah, that's something I actually want to do a lot more because I've sat in on a couple of earnings calls, and it's actually interesting some of the stuff they say. It's interesting the personalities they have talking and the things that they say as well. So you can listen.
And they have to be honest. They legally have to be honest.
Yep. this is the one time that stocks or companies have to report the truth about how they're doing and stuff that they're working about, and even tell you their plan. A lot of times they don't reveal it to the general public, but they tell people their plans on those earnings calls, and you can listen in live either on their website. Most companies have a link to the actual earnings call on their website. Typically at the top of the corner of their page, you see investors. You can click that or something similar, and it will take you to just more information or just a link to the page. Apps like Robinhood, they give you a direct link to the earnings call, or they tell you, hey, you can listen in if you click this link. But it's, again, all online, and it's super easy. It's like hopping on a Zoom call, basically. You just listen in and hear them talk. And there's a lot of information, good information. We might even start doing earnings summaries on these calls ourselves. But yeah, a couple of picks from Clubhouse, our Clubhouse call in the morning or in the afternoons. CCIV is a big name there, Affirm, NTES, Amazon, Alibaba, Apple, Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM, General Motors, SNE, that's Sony, Intel Corporation, MasterCard, BlackBerry, AMC, ARKK, BNTX, Pepsi, and Next Energy, that's NEE, FuelCell Energy, that's FCell, FCEL, Plug Power, just plug for the ticker, Tesla, Jumia, and again, just Ethereum and a lot of the altcoins that I mentioned earlier. Anything else from y'all for the week ahead that y'all planning or at least looking into? We can jump into the members pick section for those. Or is any other news that y'all looking forward to this week?
Not so much. I just know for my picks, I'm going to be looking to put a put on GameStop. I think people have had their fun, so I'm going to be looking to put a put on GameStop. I'm also going to, I'm now up to, I think, $400 for potential for, like, I'm building the dividend chart where I'm now at $400 potential dollars per quarter. So I'm trying to get that up to 600 for the dividend chart.
Wait, say that again.
I'm trying to get the quarterly earnings for my dividend chart up to 600 from 400.
I am waiting for this big EV stock explosion that we were promised when Biden got elected. There's a lot of talk about it, so I'm waiting for it to happen because I got my calls and everything ready. So let's make it.
On BlackBerry?
No, just on EV stocks in general, because everybody said when Biden
nice.
gets in office, they're gonna start zooming and all that kind of things, and so I'm ready for it.
Same, myself included too. But that's definitely a smart one. The specific ones that y'all looking at? Are you looking at NIO, Tesla? What specific ones are you looking at, Hamid? I don't think we hear you. All right, we can come back to that. How about you, Rebecca?
So the Russell 2000 has been just absolutely on fire and it's still going. So I definitely want to kind of see what makes up the Russell 2000 and start investing in stocks that are in that index.
That's good. Definitely a good one. And that's actually a really great strategy. A lot of people don't realize you can search up what stocks specifically make up certain ETFs or indexes. And that's something we've been doing as well with the ARK investment funds. You can literally go up to ARK's website and search, see the top companies that make up the ETFs that they have. And you can go invest in those stocks itself instead of the entire ETF. If you believe, okay, out of the top 10, these two are the ones that are really pulling the weight, just go invest in those two based off what you see. So that's really a great point. Anything else?
And then definitely just I'm focusing kind of on Microsoft this week because I think it's at a point where it should fly.
Dope. How about you, Nuffy?
So I'm just looking to continue to build off Amazon. I think I did a good job with Tesla when it was low. So just looking for my gains now with them. Looking to get back into ET. It's one of my favorite dividend stocks, Energy Transfer. So yes, I think last week it hit like $7 or some change, which was pretty high. For it, this normally circles around $6 or less. So yeah, just looking at ways to see. I did good. I added 2 new stocks to my profile, like I said I wanted to do. So that's good. Looking to add 2 more to this week. Looking into getting into Chase. I would love to get back into Disney. Again, sold my shares at the wrong time. Practicing patience is a big key for me because I get real anxious and I get nervous. So I sell things too quickly. So definitely trying to find some patience because I am a sucker for when I see red, I just like panic.
Facts.
Coward.
Understandable.
Just remember, it's a cycle. What goes down will come.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. I don't know why I get so like, oh my god, I gotta sell or I gotta get rid of this because it's red and I lost all this money I already put in, and I need to just keep thinking to myself that this isn't money I need today. It's supposed to be long term. I don't need it today. I don't need it tomorrow. You don't need it this month. It's for your future. So definitely working on patience. Hero knows. I always call him. No, I always tell him like I'm about to put it all into Tesla right now, and he'll be like, "Don't do it.
Don't do it."
And he'll be like, "Don't do it." So I just need to find patience, and I just get real frustrated with the stock market, honestly, because it's just very frustrating some days. So I just need to find patience and just relax and just know that I won't have green days all the time. That there will be some days that are red, and I will lose money, and I have to be okay with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I would just recommend that don't panic sell. If you do see the red drop, that's actually let that fear tell you indicate that you should buy it.
Exactly. And that's what they tell me. Yeah, they tell me all the
That's
time.
what
Like
I
red days
say
are the
all the
days.
time.
Red
Buy
days are the days
red.
to buy. Yes, I get it. Because
And
I'd be the
when
quick person to
everybody's
try to
hype,
buy on a green day.
yeah, do not buy on a green day.
When people making money, I am upset. I'm like, damn it. Why come I didn't get in? Shit. So I'm sitting there with my arms crossed, waiting for some red.
Kind of like
Those are my two.
the what's his name? Brady Sanders meme where he's just like sitting across to this thing.
I was over here waiting on the goddamn
That's gonna be
red.
my goal. My 2 goals that I have set for this oncoming week: invest in 2 new stocks and patience. Like, just be patient.
Dope.
So I would actually
follow-up
try to
tip
watch.
that.
Oops, sorry. I would try to
Follow-up
watch
tip.
definitely if there's a stock that you like with earnings this week, watch earnings, and if it goes down in the red by a lot, then I would
By the next day.
buy a couple shares, and then it should be a slow kind of uprise from those bottoms.
One of
Got
the
it.
best
Thank
times
you
to
so
buy
much,
a
Rebecca.
stock. One of the best times to buy a stock is after it drops after our earnings. Literally a free dip, free discount. But going back to your other point, Nuffy, is definitely take time to read or watch some videos about trading psychology. One of the biggest thing that makes up a good investor is having the right psychology and not panicking in those situations. Like that's something I'm still learning myself. So definitely read a book about it, watch some videos, and like start to learn. I'm learning as well. Like for me, before I used to panic whenever I see red, but now whenever I see red, I'm like, is this a buying opportunity? Like I get excited.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You're supposed to get excited on red days. I get excited on green days. Need to reverse that. So yes, I will definitely look into that reading.
But bet. Anything from you, Calvin? Might not be on still. So I'll just continue.
I mean, it's nothing for me. I was struggling to get off mute. Yeah.
Got you. Any stocks that y'all looking at, or any stock that you're looking at, or to play this week?
I'm gonna take another look into.
My bad.
I was gonna take another look into bank stocks again. It was kind of weird this week. Usually they're pretty asynchronous the way they move, but I mean they're pretty synchronous the way they move. But this past week, Chase was doing one thing and Citi was doing another thing, so that kind of threw me off. So hopefully they get back to their regular flow this week.
Got it. You're saying, Calvin?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I'm again just still macro, still novice with it, and still like my biggest thing right now is learning how to use the information that's on. I'm gonna say the name of the website wrong. Whale Watcher.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So just really finding out how to formulate my technical analysis and understand my fundamentals based on what my strategy is. So I'm not moving on any stocks per se this week.
Dope. That makes sense. For me, I'm redeploying. So again, I pulled out all my money from crypto, locked in a lot of profits. at least doubled the amount of money I put into crypto. I at least doubled it. Worst case, I think about 80% profit. So I pulled all of that, and I'm slowly buying back and reallocating my funds for that. So one of the ones I'm looking at again are I'm going to be redeploying my crypto asset funds, I guess, into Ethereum, Link for sure. I know I might put back a little bit into Bitcoin, but I'm focusing more on altcoins that have some form of value in the future. Some of them like DOT, some of them like Cardano. I think there was another one, Wi-Fi as well. That was one that took off from $6 all the way to 40,000 last summer. And I'm actually mad at myself. I did not see that. The fact that I've been paying attention to the markets and I did not catch that, I'm actually a little bit mad at myself for not catching that. But again, I'm going to be looking at short-term plays, short-term quick plays to get my capital up. My biggest focus is getting my capital up as much as possible, increase my buying power. So I've been making a couple plays off like some stocks that have been moving a lot, like maybe GME. I'm going to see which way it's going. Airbnb for one, Tesla to Amazon for sure as well. Other ones I'm looking at. What other ones am I looking at? CCIV. I know that one's also going. A lot of people talking about that. I'm still in that. BNGO as well. Let's see. What other ones as well? I think that's the main ones. But again, I'm going to be dropping them in the Discord, telling everybody about it. Another one actually might be Apple too. Any free plays that looks as guaranteed money, I'm in it, and I'm going to be scalping options plays on those. And yeah, actually another one is BLNK. I think I mistimed that last week, as well as FCell and Plug. But again, I'm gonna tell y'all and keep y'all up to date. And that was the members picks. Again, I thank all of y'all for being on the call today. Thank those for listening. And thanks to the guests we have on today. This is the Trade Tribe, so make sure to share this with your friends and family, whichever way you're watching or listening to this. Follow us on social media at TheTradeTribe and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a goal of 100 subscribers in the next maybe 10 to 12 episodes. And I want to win that bet with Hero, so make sure you're subscribing and adding us on YouTube. But besides that, good luck trading, and Tribe out.
I'm prepared for Tawfiq to lose 2 bets this year. Bitcoin not hitting 50 and him not hitting 100 by the end of the season.
It's still in the game. It's still in the game.
Hey.
Just had a slight pullback.
Yeah, slight. Keep that same energy.